Hey there, hey there. So, it's a lot going on in the world with our community, in the communications world. Journalists are getting bum rushed and put in jail and it's just all kind of craziness. And so I am so excited to have Amanda Sapp here. She is formerly a VP and of media and a general manager of Amazing 102.5. And so she's been in this industry, but she really is talking today about leadership, culture, community, how that all converges. She's out of Houston. She has a ASAP media group, and she's a host of Amplify with Amanda Sapp. And one of the things that I'm always talking about is amplifying. Amplifying before it was even before people used to say amplify Black voices. We were always saying that anyway, because we're in the media field, we're in the PR, we are the megaphone for folks to make sure that they do amplify their voice. And so, especially, it's important today. It's very important for African Americans. And so, I call this show a little special show when I have people who are in the media field, therapy for PR girls, because it's like therapy for me to really talk this through. Someone who has been in it for decades and decades, and to talk with someone who is also in the industry. And so you're going to be like a fly on the wall as we have this conversation, and it is going to be real. So I'm going to bring up Amanda Sapp right after this.
Welcome to the Get Out There and Get Known podcast. Join Pam Perry, veteran PR strategist, Emmy award-winning producer and publisher of Speakers Magazine, who will show you how to crack the code in getting out there to get known. Each week, she either interviews her media friends, PR colleagues, or she just goes solo, offering you strategies on publicity, publishing, and platform building. So listen up to hear how to get booked on media places and on superstar stages. Now, here's your host, Pam Perry.
Hey there, hey there. Thank you, Amanda. Well, first of all, I want to ask. So the last name is Sapp.
That is correct.
You related to Marvin Sapp in that family? Melinda Sapp? Okay.
We had an event before, and he said, you my cousin. So we just I just took it from there, so sure.
I love him. So anyway, so that's it. So then the other thing, Bread of Life, which you were the VP general manager for their station, Pastor Rudy Rasmus and Juanita Rasmus.
Yes.
Tell me about working with them day to day, because he is
Absolutely.
definitely one of my favorites, one of my favorite clients, with the little beard, with the little beads on there. Okay. So tell me what it's like working with them.
Sure. I spent 7 beautiful years with an organization that molded me. And if I'm being honest with you, spiritually and mentally and professionally. And so working with them, I was able to kind of see how inside and out of how business really is and what it's like to nurture relationships. And I'm grateful for the opportunity that I've had to share time, energy, and space with 2 beautiful people who genuinely and authentically want to see me grow, thrive, and expand and become my most expansive self. And so working with them is life-giving. Although I'm no longer at the organization, there are so many gems that I've been able to take with me that I'll never forget, that I'll be able to use for the rest of my life. So working with them is empowering, for sure.
Did you get to meet Beyonce?
Actually, she passed right by me. Literally, yeah, it was amazing. We were doing the I think it was a ribbon cutting for the new building that's built right behind St. John's downtown church. And because the building is their namesake. So she was there for that. And I was already on the stage, and she had to pass right by me to get to where she was. And of course, she has this aura about herself that you can't help but, just be in the presence and be grateful for that you're in the presence. So it's like she's floating. So yes, I can say that.
That is. So one of the things about Bread of Life, Pastor Rudy, the whole thing, you got Pastor Rudy, quote unquote retired, but it's Church St. John's, AME. Oh, not AME.
Methodist Church.
Methodist. Yeah, Methodist Church. Beyonce and Tina Knowles, they grew up in the church and all that kind of thing. And so the Pastor Rudy is just phenomenal. He's an author, speaker, and all that kind of stuff. But he also has this radio station that really the Bread of Life is really doing a lot of things in the community. And Beyonce gives to the organizations and the nonprofit. I think, without really knowing, they built like apartment buildings and just a lot of good work. And so the what I remember Pastor Rudy saying, he said it's not a typical church where it's like very, very in an affluent area. It's a church
Mhm.
that in the community needs a lot of TLC.
Correct.
And his story is so phenomenal. But when he took it over, it was like, okay, so these are the people, and he's built it up. It's a mega church now, and
Mhm.
yeah, so he retired. So anyway, shout out to Pastor Rudy and Pastor Juanita Rasmus, for
Definitely.
doing all the good work that they are
Yes.
doing in the community, and really, like you said, helping you shape your career. So
Yes.
you're involved
Yes.
in a lot of things in Houston. You're talking about amplifying culture. You're part of
Yes.
the NAACP. So kind of give us a little bit of background so people kind of get to know a little bit
Yeah,
about where we're going with
sure,
this.
sure. And I will say one of the good things about them is they steward up leaders. So now you have Pastor Tiffany Taylor, who is the senior pastor of St. John's downtown. She's young, she's beautiful, and she is growing the church as well as in her and standing her ground and doing her own thing. So I'm proud of how they shape leaders and put them in positions and
Mhm.
make it in a put them in a space where they can thrive, like I mentioned before, but also to hold their own. So
Yeah,
now, as I'm holding my own, I started ASAP Media Group, which is a boutique. I help businesses understand what it is that they need to do to get their voices, tell their own story, get the social media in order, build and nurture relationships as I have. I have recognized that a lot of the organizations that I work with, may it be one that just started or one that's been as 30 years old, if the facts still remain the same, is getting the pieces together to tell the story in a way that is true and exactly how it happened. There's information everywhere, but it isn't captured all in one place. And so, with what I do, it has helped businesses and organizations get their story together and in line and in chronological order, and where people can understand who they really are and how they become who they've become and where they're going. So,
I love that. And just so happened, I was peeking around on your social media. I saw that you interviewed Kyra Hardwick, who's from Detroit, who now lives in Houston, the other day. And I was like, small world, because I met her at a conference, Women Elevated Women, and I went to high school. Her last name is Hardwick with her, I think her brother-in-law, her ex-brother-in-law. And so I was like, do you know Gary Hardwick? Because he's a movie producer and he's written a whole lot of books and all that kind of stuff. She said, yeah, that's my ex-brother-in-law. I was like, okay, small world. So you interviewed Kyra not too long ago about leadership. Great interview, and amplifying voices.
yes, she is dynamic. We did a prep call maybe 2 weeks before the interview, and there is where I got a chance to do some introspective work. She helped me think about this is deeper than this just an ordinary interview. This is something that, and please forgive me, I'm traveling, but I wanted to make sure I caught this interview with you, Pam
Yes,
Perry.
yes.
And
No,
and
we're
and, and,
good.
and before I even go any further, let me just say that your name speaks volumes in community. Before I even
Oh,
knew
thank
what you did, I knew your name, and it was just like, and this is years ago. I've been in the
you.
industry 10 years, and I've known your name for as long as I've been in the industry,
Oh
for sure.
my God. The probably Pastor Rudy, because his first book was Touch.
Ah, okay, okay.
Hmm.
Well, I've only been there 7 years. I
Okay.
heard your
Okay.
name even before him.
Right.
It's just that
Right. Oh my God.
you are a trailblazer in your own right, and it's the way you carry yourself, and just how your content, and just everything, just is always, from what I have seen, has just been always so put together. But
Thank you. Thank you.
absolutely,
I
it is.
love good content, and I'm consistent with it.
Yes,
That's
you are.
one of the main things. And so one of the things I want to do is have you on because I know you understand this. And I was like, I need to have, and I usually have like journalists and things on, but I said, I need to have people who are in the industry who understand why we really do this. Like, what is the real reason, and
Mhm.
what moves us, what motivates us,
Yes,
and what irritates us too sometimes,
yes,
because that's
yes.
we're gonna get into that. Okay, go on.
Yes, but having Kyra on, Kyra Raynell Hardwick is her name, and she is a strategist. She makes people really think about the process and the systems, not physical systems that they use to organize their business, which she does help with that too. But even your mental systems, as far as like how you think, why you think the way you do, what are you doing to implement those systems that you have personally, professionally. She's really a dive deep strategist that really hones in on utilizing AI platforms and the newest technologies to give your team structure, you structure. Um, she is a thought leader, and
Mm-hmm.
I can really appreciate having her on my platform, Amplify with Amanda Sapp, because she didn't just give your metrics, but she gave us nuggets on platforms to use, but what prompts to put into Chat GPT, should you decide to do that. And she was really resourceful
Yeah.
on that interview. Yeah.
Those are those things that when people give you things that are resourceful, things you can use and implement right away. I always say we don't need more information. We need to
Not for real.
implement. We need to implement the information. So that is so key. So I like the name Amplify.
Yes.
So
I love your megaphone, by the way. I thought that was adorable.
yes, I've got the megaphone. It's like, hey, so I always tell people, I
Love
said,
that.
if you want to keep a secret, do not tell me, okay? Because I'm a publicist. It's just automatic. I'm gonna tell somebody. I
But
cannot.
but for you though, if it's good news, you're posting it. If it's something positive and uplifting and can empower and the next person, you're posting it. So for sure, for sure.
Yes. So one of the things, we're going to talk about the elephant in the room, Don Lemon and Georgia Ford. So both
Yes.
of them were arrested. Georgia posted her live. It was heartbreaking. And then I think it was a student from Temple University. He was arrested. And, NABJ had like a town hall the other day, people who were standing up with them, Society of Professional Journalists and National Association of Photographers Association. I mean, just all of the people, the National Association of Hispanic Journalists.
Yes.
And it's just like our mouths are like, what the heck is going
Mm-hmm.
on with the First Amendment that they got? They Georgia Ford's Black. She has an independent journalist, but she's an Emmy Award winning journalist. She worked in major media. And then Don Lemon, he's like arrested. So what's your take on all of that? Because I'm just still up in arms about
Sure.
like, I cannot believe this.
I feel like it's a revolution, and I think it's an opportunity for Black media to be in the forefront of telling our stories in a
Come
way
on
that
now.
shows
Yes.
us empowering our voices
Yes.
within each other. So having NABJ support Don Lemon in the way that they are, and Don Lemon getting the support that he is from community, it is because the story is being told by us, from
Mm-hmm.
us. So I
Mm-hmm.
believe that it's an opportunity here that we can take. And in the way that media is changing now, stories and information is being told by influencers. So
Mm-hmm.
media isn't
Yeah.
the same as it was as you watch the news and that's the only source of information that you have. Now it's people like Don Lemon or, your foodies or whoever that have their biggest social media platforms who are really telling us what is happening, when it's happening, why and how. And they
Mm-hmm.
have the voices
Live.
to
Live. They're
live.
live.
They
Yes.
have their own mini communities that they are empowering to hear this information that they have just found out about moments before. So they're
Mm.
sharing it not only live, but immediately. So I feel like it's an opportunity for us. And I think we're taking it in the right direction. And so kudos to Don Lemon and the lady that you just mentioned
Mm-hmm.
for
Yeah.
being brave and
It is.
standing in their truth. I
It's
think it's an
it's
opportunity.
it's courage. And one of the things that I think because that did happen, it's like that letter from the Birmingham jail. So Don Lemon, they messed with the wrong one. So
Mm,
Don Lemon, he will be that person that will amplify, that will be the megaphone of what is
yes,
wrong. And because they did that to him, the spotlight. I mean, he was in the New York Times, Washington Post. He's just everywhere. He can't even.
everywhere.
It's getting
With
everywhere. I
his
mean,
husband too, with his husband holding his hand,
yes. So
proudly. Yeah.
yes,
Mhm.
Substack is blowing up, all of those
Yes,
things. And so it's showing that you don't need the establishment. One, you can own your own media, which is
that's
what
right.
he does. And he is really making a difference. He's still
That's
using
right.
the same skills and all of that. He is
That's
going
right.
by journalistic rules, and he did nothing wrong. And so that's one of the things. And I hope it's waking up the younger people in terms of activism and protests and things like that. Things that
Yes.
I'm a baby boomer, things that we did in the 60s, and really and we did it again in 2020 when George Floyd was murdered. We were marching in the streets and that sort of thing. So it's like it's
Yes.
putting those things back in the forefront again of what journalism, what media is supposed to be doing.
That's
It's
right.
supposed to right the wrongs.
Yes, that's right. That's right. And it's platform like yours, Pam, that opens the space for these types of discussions.
Like Speakers Magazine.
By
I
Speakers
always have
Magazine.
I always have Speakers Magazine, right? It's just like, okay, you can't find Black speakers. They're speaking the truth to power
Yes,
in the magazine.
yes,
Mhm,
yes,
mhm.
exactly. And and you too. And I just heard about oh, what's her name? She has a show. They just
Oh,
finalized her
Sherry Shepherd.
season.
Sherry.
Sheriff Shepherd,
Mhm.
all of that type of stuff. But like I've seen in the comments, she'll be fine. She has a YouTube channel.
Oh
It'll be
yeah, she's
okay,
gonna listen. She'll have a podcast that'll probably have more of an audience
Listen,
than it
listen.
has during the day. You know what I'm saying? It's just
Yes,
like that's where we're going. We're going to be watching
yes,
it on YouTube. We'll watch it on Substack. We'll watch it wherever Joy Reid, when she left MSNBC, we watched
that's
her
right.
on Substack.
That's right.
I mean, so you can't
hmm
stifle the voice because
That's right.
we're going to find a way, an outlet for us to do that.
Right.
So I'm going to get into this.
And I'm sure there's a level of grief that comes with ending.
Yeah.
I've experienced that when my department was sunset, but I also had to realize, similar to what you just said, there are so many ways to amplify what you do and still move forward, still have people tune in, still connect
Yeah.
with what is now. And so being able to go through that grieving process and come out on the other side ready to continue telling and sharing stories,
Hmm.
I can't help but follow anyone that's doing something like that.
Yeah.
Again,
Yeah.
kudos to you and Speakers Magazine
Thank
for
you.
being
Thank you.
examples. So
Well,
yes.
one of the things I did is because they don't share enough about us. And so when
hmm
the General Society says, "Oh, we can't find good speakers, or we can't find any Black speakers, or we can't find," well, it's like I know a whole bunch of them, and I'm gonna
Yeah.
put them all in this magazine every month, and you could take a pick, and you can go to
Yes.
the website and see it and all that, because we partnered up with Black Speakers Network, which has like 14,000 people on his email list. So it's like there
Yes.
are Black speakers, and they're very, very good, and they're not just all
Yes.
preachers; they're speakers.
Yes.
And so yes, so that's important. What you do is important, and what I see is that when you're working with small startup companies, whether corporations, what you said when you came on, and I want to say this too. I love when you said, "I'll send you a document with the photos in it and the bio in it," and it was all done. Okay, it was good to go. It was like cut and paste ready. I
Yeah.
was like, "Oh my god!" And because what happens is, if I'm a producer and
Mhm.
it's like, I have this guest on, please send me something, and then it's all over the place and it doesn't
Yeah.
match, or I don't have the photos, or I don't have your website, I don't have I need everything all in one document. And that's really the main thing. In order for us to amplify anybody, we
Yeah.
need to have that one little kit that has
hmm
like the different length of the bio and the executive
Yes.
summary of the bio. We need a
hmm
150 word bio. We need a 250 word. We need a longer bio. We need some photos. We need maybe a full shot, a headshot. I
Need
mean, so
options.
got it all covered. Got it all. I knew
I
it would
even
be. And
I even
listen, she gave it to me
yeah.
about like 10 minutes before. So it was all done. Because it was like, now, if it was someone else, it was like, I got a full teeth. But
Yes.
this is making
No.
it easy for the producers and the media to put you on because
That's
you're
right.
ready. That's
That's
what I
right.
tell you. And ready to say go speak. It's like, be
I
ready.
appreciate that. Thank
Yeah.
you. And I also
Yeah.
have at the bottom my rate card. So even if someone is interested in booking me, they think about, hey, I want to have her on as a panelist, as I oftentimes do, or a speaker or MC. They can look at the bottom of my media kit that I sent to you and say, I can book her. I can afford this.
Yes,
Which is which is
that's so important.
yeah
I call it making things a no-brainer.
yeah
Making it a no-brainer because there's no questions asked. It's
yes
all there.
all there.
And people don't understand how important it is. People are so busy. You have to give them
Yes.
everything a cut and
Mhm.
paste. The media kit is
Mhm.
important. and I appreciate that. So when we promote our clients, one of the first things we have to do, if you want to get them media, get them press, get them out there, they have to make sure that their brand isn't raggedy. And so we then become their social media straighten up person. Okay.
Mhm.
It's like,
Mhm.
we got to straighten up this. We got to fix this. And it's more or less like, because we don't want them out there embarrassing themselves or us.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
so so that's part of what is the irritant, I guess you would say, of some of the things when, let's just say, a client comes to you and say, Amanda, I'm a new business. I just opened up
Mhm.
a yoga studio, whatever, and I want to be on Tamron Hall. It used to be Sherry Shepherd.
Sure.
I want to be on Tamron Hall or J Hood. Okay.
Yes. Mhm.
Uh, they don't have a website that's correct. They don't have any kind of following on social media. They don't have any headshots. There's no video of them, so they want to get
Sure.
on television. So it's like, before we pitch to big leagues, to the big dogs,
Yes.
let's fix up some of this stuff. How
Yeah.
do you feel when people come to you and say, get me on
Yeah.
Oprah, and good and well they're not Oprah ready, and it's not like we're
Oh,
trying to
please.
kill their dreams, but they don't
Mhm.
understand public relations. So
Sure. Sure.
how do you how do you manage that? Because
Sure.
the older I get, the less tolerant I am with a lot of stuff. And I'm like, listen, boo, you ain't ready. I
Yeah.
don't say it just like that, but my face probably
Yeah.
does.
I think for me, and I do get a lot of questions like that, or people like, can you give me an interview, can you be radio, and all of these things. But I do provide expectations, or realistic expectations, I should say. And then because my business is a boutique, I have time to really walk them through the process of what it means to build that up to get to that point. I'm not saying
Yeah.
no, I'm just saying not right now. And
Yes.
what we need to do to get you there are these phases, these steps, and these the time that it's going to take for us to make this happen. So when I get a client that comes to me with those types of dreams and ambitions, then we're going to set a plan in place that may take a year or two to get you there. So I feel
Ooh,
that
girl. They think they're ready right then. It's
they
like, well,
think
why
they're
did
ready right then.
because they can look at television and say what she got on television. It's like, but it took her 5 years to get to that point.
Exactly, exactly, and I think that's the majority of it is just a realistic expectation, but also too, um, you have to a client has to want to invest the time. Now it is going to cost you either way, whether that's money or time. It is going to cost you. Which one do
There you
you want?
go.
What do you
I
want to
just said
do?
that. I
Yes.
just said that to my BFF Karen Taylor Bass today. I said, people either gonna have to spend time or they're gonna have to spend money. They're
Yeah,
gonna have to spend something, invest something. Yeah.
and it's making sure because you're going to spend it regardless, it's making sure that you aren't wasting it. and
Yeah.
and what I mean by that is when your publicist or your strategist creates a plan that you actually execute on the deliverables that they have provided for you to do, that's giving them content on time, or that's
Mm,
taking their suggested ideas of what you need to do to get you to these different
that
points.
part.
That's changing color schemes or approaches or the
Or
way
getting your
you
website off of
get your
a
website off of them.
platform that's
Yes.
not that they ain't working. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, well, your website says get a free website across the top. That's not
Mhm,
gonna work.
mhm,
Okay.
mhm, mhm,
Get a
mhm,
free website right at the bottom of your website or at the top. It's like, that's
mhm.
not a good look.
Yeah,
Okay. You
yeah,
need to
yeah.
invest it.
Or
Mhm.
even social media. Something as simple as starting there. Um, I know some of my clients that they'll share other things that they agree with in their mind, and so it's just reshared. But you have to think about people are on your platform because of you, not because of how you maybe personally believe about other people. So when you get other people on your platform, it's just confusing. It's
Yes.
confusing. What are we saying here? What message are we trying to send to anyone that stumbles upon your platform or your face? So everybody has a platform. What is the message that you're trying to send out? So you
It
have to
needs
just be mindful about what you're resharing, reposting, and understand too that anything online is forever unless
it
you
is
don't, So you just have to be mindful about all those types of
Yeah,
things.
you have to be congruent. It has to be consistent. It can't be, I mean, at one point in time, they do want to know a little bit about your personality, but you
For
have to
sure,
be
sure, sure.
careful about what you share. You don't
That's
share
right.
every single thing.
Right.
And
Right.
so it's like a brand. It's like, what do they think about when they think about, I don't know, we go into Starbucks. So we go into
Hmm.
Starbucks and we know we're the type of food that they have and we know the type of drinks. Now, if we go in there, all of a sudden they got a filet of fish sandwich. It's like, well, I don't think no, I'm not doing that here at Starbucks because then that's what you do when you post stuff that's so random and crazy. And then people are like, so
They
now
get
you have
lost.
your brand equity has just lost some,
That's right.
some degrees. Okay.
Hmm.
So it was almost up to 100%. And now you can post something crazy that has nothing to do with your brand. And now it's back down like at 50%. And you were
That's right.
almost there and people were beginning to trust you
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
now they don't trust you because it's like, well, I thought they were about this. And
Hmm.
the whole point of it is if we're going to amplify their voices, we
Hmm.
need to really make sure that it is consistent all the time. I know
That's right.
with entrepreneurs, especially, they get so bored with their messages because they have new ideas every 5 minutes. But I said, no,
Mhm.
just because you have a new idea this month, we're still trying to get traction on that idea you had last month.
That's right.
We're
That's
going to have
right.
to work with this same idea for several months in order
Hmm.
for people to pay attention.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
well, I think I put it out there enough. No, you haven't. It really haven't. People don't even know. Some people like, well, I've been talking about that book for months. I said, listen,
Yeah.
some people don't know you have that book.
That's right. That's
You could
right.
talk about it to the 30th time, and then finally you'll say, oh, people say, oh, you have a book? Yeah, I do. I've been posting about it for 3 months now. Oh,
Yes.
I didn't realize it because it's too much. It's too much
Yeah.
information. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's one of my main things that I really struggle with a lot of authors and speakers. They want to just post new
Mhm.
ideas all the time instead of being congruent and consistent.
That's right.
And it's just hard to reel them in and reel
Yeah.
them in. So what is your podcast primarily? Your focus is on really amplifying voices, but what type of people are you looking to have on your show?
Yeah, sure. So most of the guests that I've had on are thought leaders or in media, or they can speak on transitions.
Yes.
So if you are someone who maybe you have transitioned from your job, or you're starting a new business, or anything new, my guests speak about what it looks like to do that transition well,
Ah,
and how to expound on what has just happened in your scenario. I
I
have also have had guests who are the first of in their space. So, like for example, I had a CEO who was the first anime. It was anime Black Project or something like that. I can't think of it at this moment, but for the most part, there are people who have been in their industry for quite some time, so they're veterans. They
mhm,
can speak on certain subjects that entrepreneurs will need to help keep them motivated, uplifted, and
mhm.
kind of understanding what it takes to maintain consistency in their brand and their business. Or I had new entrepreneurs who are sharing their challenges that they have. Some kind of way it ends up where I'm giving insight, in it. So I also wanted to touch back on what you were saying about when guests, or I'm sorry, clients want to be on Oprah or something like that.
All the
I
time.
wanted to say, despise not small beginnings, and
Yes.
also know that you should be trying to get as much press, all the podcasts that align with your brand, of course, but as much of it as you possibly can. These podcasts, whether big or small, are still places where your face, your brand is present. You can take
Forever.
your own forever. You can take your own clips, clip those, put those up, and now you're building your consistent brand with content on a media platform that might not be as big today, but could be huge tomorrow.
Yes.
So you have to take
A
those
digital
opportunities.
footprint. I call
Exactly.
it a
Exactly.
digital footprint. One of
Digital.
the best stories that I love that she has such a big imprint now. She's such a big influencer, but Issa Rae.
I love her.
Issa, oh
Love
my
her.
God, I love Issa Rae. When I tell you she started on YouTube and she didn't, and her parents were thought she was crazy. It's like, so what you went to school to study film and you gonna do videos? on YouTube,
She believed
and
in herself,
look at
though.
her
She
now.
believed in herself and what she was doing, and then strayed from that, which is where I think what you mentioned about having all these ideas as an entrepreneur. Figure out your lane, stick to it,
She
and there
did.
will be small things that come about throughout the process. But never forget why you're starting what you are, and kind of refine it as time goes along. But adding all these extra things when you're not even done with what you are processing, what you've launched, it just doesn't make sense. So,
Yeah.
and you
And
lose your followers just as fast as you get them. But at
yeah,
any
and
rate,
be nice to people. Be nice to
that's
people.
nice.
Be grateful.
Yes,
Uh, always remember your community. If you're African American, I always tell people, I said, are you a member of NABJ or NAACP or any kind of organization that's giving back to your community? I
yes,
mean, because you're standing on somebody's shoulders, boo.
yes,
So who are you reaching back to help? And it's like, oh, I never thought about that. I guess I should go back and volunteer with, I don't know, Jack and Jill or whatever. I was like,
yes,
yeah, because they helped you. So now go back and help someone else. So I always look at that as a way of someone's character or their what if they're just in it for just themselves to be famous or they're looking to really, really help. And that's why like I said, Bread of Life Radio and Rudy and Juanita, that they're about it. And
yes,
you are too. You are too.
yes,
So it's like part of who you are is
yes.
because of the people who we shoulders we
That's
stand
right.
on. We're
That's
talking about
right.
Black History Month now. It's like we're making history as we go. But
Yes.
the main thing is to amplify a voice that really matters and to help someone else.
Yes, and thank you for mentioning NAACP, because as the communications chair, my job is to make sure that our story is being told well. And one of the
Yes.
ways we're doing that is through our social media, but also letting people know that there are 19 chairs that they can be a part of to, for social justice and change that's happening in the Black community. So I would encourage anyone who has ever been interested in joining NAACP to do that. We've got amazing leadership like Bishop James Dixon, who's the president of NACP. He is a firehouse. I don't know where he gets the energy to do what he does, but he does it so well, and he's just so good at it. He's
Mhm.
the pastor of Community of Faith Church. And then you have Siobhan Studeman. She's the vice president of NACP there, and she's young talent who is leading the charge as well. And then the executive director Yolanda Smith, who's been there I think 20 years or so. So there's so much of what is the word that I'm trying to use here?
Power.
Um, Longevity. There's power. There's substance there,
Mhm.
and people who truly, and they're volunteers. Like everyone that I mentioned, except I think for Yolanda, but everyone else is volunteering their time. Because
Yeah.
Yolanda's there 24 hours a day. There all the time. She needs to get
Our
paid.
Detroit,
But
we have an NAACP dinner. They said it's the largest sit-down dinner in the country.
yeah,
Reverend Wendell Anthony has led that for many, many years, and he's a powerhouse. He's a preacher. He's a pastor,
got it.
but he has always been about it, doing all the things for our community. And it's important to reach back, not just think about Black people during Black History Month, but all year long. You're
That's right.
consistent, and you saw what happened with George Floyd and all those kind of things. He's from there, so it's just it's one of those things where we're things are going to change when we change, and we have to
Mm-hmm.
put uh, our foot to the pedal. And when
Mm-hmm.
we say things that aren't right, we need to speak up. And speakers are speaking, and they're not speaking just to be famous, but speaking to make a change. And that's really the whole point. I mean, we're just a month away after MLK Day, and people saw a whole lot of videos and things like that for Martin Luther King. It's like, yeah, but he was one. I mean, we've got some real ones now that actually, whether they're on the financial front, like John Hope Bryant, or people in the media like Aaron Harris from NABJ, or Roland Martin. So we just have to band together. So
Mhm.
I
Well,
just
and I think clients or anyone who's looking right now, who's looking for a publicist or looking for their next way to contribute to a greater good, should consider the organizations that you mentioned, like NACP Houston branch, as well as Jack and Jill. All of these organizations that have been here 30 years are already established, are already in motion, and are doing things. You may not see it because some of them are still working on their social media, but that doesn't mean that they aren't working in the background. And
right,
it's an
right.
opportunity for not only for you to build your digital footprint, but connect with community in a way that makes real change and effective change, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
And so, for anybody that's looking to impact, join these organizations that are already doing the footwork and be a
Yes.
part of the change that's happening right now.
Yeah, and especially young people. I mean, there's some organizations that still have the name Negro in them. So it's the National Council of Negro Women, right? And I think they call it NCNW, but the N stands for Negro Women. But it started by Mary McLeod Bethune. So it was many, many years ago. And Dorothy Height was part of it. So those are history things. So when people look at it, say, oh, that's old, well, get in it and try to revitalize it. Try to bring it to the forefront now. It's really part of our legacy to be a part of those organizations were started. Now they called them Negroes, obviously with Mary McLeod Bethune, that's what they called it back then. So they just kept the name. It's just like NAACP, right? National Association of Colored People. We don't call ourselves colored, but it's still that we're not going to change the name. That's the thing. We got to quit changing our name. We got
because how are we going to know where we came from? If we're being
changing our name. It's just too much. So I just thank you. I know we went a little bit over, but I wanted to know just wanted to talk to you because I knew it would be good therapy for me to talk to you. I just appreciate what you're doing and all the things, and I see what you're doing, and I see your heart. And let people know how they can connect with you too, Amanda. Let them know. I know.
Sure. You can go to asapmedia.com if you're interested in just learning more. You can also visit my LinkedIn, Amanda Sapp, and there's where you'll find all of the things that I'm a part of, events, hosting, opportunities that I have where I'm going to be. When I'm your MC, you're out in for an experience. So
I love the name too, ASAP, right? It's like ASAP, right. like it's a play on words, but yeah,
it is.
I love that.
That is so as a publicist, you get it, but
I did. I was like, when you said, I was like, ooh, ASAP. So, cool.
So if anyone is interested, just find me on LinkedIn at Amanda Sapp or go to my website, asapmedia.com. And you can send a message there as well. I really appreciate you, Dr. Pam Perry, for your time and your platform that you've built and how you are amplifying the community that you do. And you are a veteran in this game. I honor you and I respect you and I appreciate you for this time.
Thank you. And when I get to Houston, I want to see you. So I have a couple of friends there. Diane Palmer is there. So when I go there and see her, I want to make sure that I see you.
Please reach out to me. You can have tea or coffee or whatever your preference.
It looks like you're in a coffee house now. So that's
I'm actually in Louisiana, which is my hometown, or home state. At a casino here. We're at La Berge Casino. So me and my honey, we're going to go play some slots.
Okay. I did not know Louisiana. Okay. So a lot of people who are from Houston, Louisiana, after Katrina, a lot of people from that area went to Houston and that kind of thing. So
I came a little bit before, but yeah, I'm here now. I live in Houston now, but every now and again, I'll stop in my city just to visit. But originally I'm from Iowa, Louisiana, which is about 8 minutes from Lake Charles. So small town, population of 3,000. So I know what it looks like to be a part of something that's really small, to go to something that's like, okay, where are we right now?
Yes.
Oh my God. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so thank you. But keep up the good work. ASAP Media. So people go there and
that's right.
Get in touch with Amanda Sapp.
ASAPmediagroup.com. Yes.
All right. Take care. All right. God bless. Thank you. All right. Bye-bye. She is amazing. I love her. So make sure that you go and follow her on all the platforms on LinkedIn, Amanda Sapp. She is really, really good. And listen, one of the things that you want to do is amplify your voice. Do not keep silent. This is not the time. Okay. So if you are a speaker, you can go to speakersmagazine.com. This month, we have Susan Taylor on the cover. So make sure you go and read that. She celebrated her 80th birthday. I love Susan Taylor from Essence. And then also, too, she's celebrating 20 years of doing her CARES mentoring. So again, one of the reasons why she's so influential is because she is mentoring others. So you should do the same. Make sure you join these organizations. I'm Pam Perry, and I'm out.
You've been listening to the Get Out There and Get Known podcast, brought to you by PamPerryPR.com, where you'll get insider tips on how to build your platform, pitch the media, and promote yourself with confidence. Head over to PamPerryPR.com and get the exclusive video training on the 7 must-have marketing materials you need before you pitch in order to be considered in media places or superstar stages. PamPerryPR.com, where you help you shine like a superstar.